Okay, Mr. Widget, I have a few things to go over with you.
Great. How is the audit going? ISO is much easier now that we are not required to have any documented procedures.
Well, that is just it. I have identified several areas of nonconformity. Clause 851 of the standard requires you to implement production under controlled conditions, including the implementation of monitoring and measuring activities. The required sampling frequency per your customer agreement is 100% sampling and testing, and you are only using 10% sampling and testing according to interviews with your operator. This is a minor nonconformance for now, but if I find later that defective product is being shipped to customers, it may be upgraded to major. Secondly, there is a potential second nonconformance under 7.2. The requirement is that the organization shall determine the necessary competence for employees, evaluate the effectiveness of any training and retain appropriate documented information as evidence of competence. Your production manager apparently conducted some training of your inspector with regard to sampling frequency, but there is no documented information. I need to more clearly understand what you require for training, review and documentation, because it is you who defines necessary, but on the surface there is a strong chance this will result in a nonconformance. I am writing a nonconformance under Clause 8.6, Release Activities. The requirement states that the organization shall retain documented information on the release of products and services, and the documentation shall include traceability to the person authorizing release, which in this case is your inspector. Your inspector is not recording objective evidence of his testing activities. I have one other audit trail which may result in a finding. Dave is keeping a customer-owned document in his unlocked desk drawer. In his opinion, that is good enough to fulfill your requirement under Clause 853, which states that the organization shall exercise care with property owned by external parties. If I find later that the contract requires something other than keeping it in Dave's unlocked desk, I will write another finding. So I have 2 and possibly 4 nonconformances, but ironically in my opinion all 4 could have been avoided by use of some sort of written procedure. It is still not up to me, the auditor, to make the determination of what procedures are required in your place, but clearly you have not thought this out carefully. For one thing, your operator and your production supervisor and your design engineer are not even in agreement on what the proper sampling frequency is for this product. You do not have specific requirements for training, and you do not have specific requirements for control of customers' document security.
I am having chest pains.